In today's deep dive episode, we are going to talk about an FMCG company that is not your traditional FMCG company. In fact, recently a company ने दो ऐसे acquisitions किया है that has made them enter two of the fastest growing segments of nutrition in the world. One is the high protein trend and second is the vitamins, minerals and supplements growing market that is growing very fast. ठीक है, और इस स्टॉक में ना लास्ट 5 वीक में बहुत हाई वॉल्यूम में बाइंग हुई है. सो विदाउट फर्दर अडू लेट्स फर्स्ट डिस्कस अबाउट ये दो इंपॉर्टेंट मार्केट्स क्या है जहाँ पे इस कंपनी ने एक्विजिशन किया है. ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट ऑफ विथ एन एनालिसिस ऑन दैट. सुदीप्ता, can you speak a little about the high protein market as well as the vitamins, minerals and supplement market, और ये particular market कैसा grow कर रहा है?
So let's get started with the high protein snacking segment, Rohit. So this particular market is growing quite high, and it is going to be around $17.54 billion to $67.8 billion by mid 2030s. And there is a rapid expansion at a very high CAGR ranging from 8.6% to 12.5% globally in this particular market. And the main key drivers that are happening here are that protein is no longer limited only for bodybuilders. The entire population, around 68% of adults, are trying to increase their daily protein intake because it leads to their general wellness and it leads to weight management as well, which people are heavily focusing on today. Yeah. And also the online sales of protein snacks are skyrocketing, and we are experiencing around 21.4% year over year growth in 2025 due to high direct to customer channel growth and subscription boxes and all of that, right? And some of the winning formats and flavors in this particular segment are, all of us know that protein bars are the dominant market share. Around 34 to 35% of the market share are held by protein bars. But along with that, savory options like protein chips are also very fast growing. And also that chocolate, although it remains as one of the main flavors in this market, but savory and spicy profiles are also fast growing in this particular segment. One other main important thing is that people are moving towards plant-based protein snacks, and that is growing at around 9.2% CAGR due to consumers are focusing more on sustainable and clean labels and allergen-free products, right? And the three regions which is booming because in this particular segment are North America, Asia Pacific and Europe. Okay. Now we can move ahead with the next segment, which is the vitamins, minerals and supplements segment. In this particular segment, the market is currently valued at $164.4 billion in 2025, and it is projected to increase to $284.25 billion by 2034 at a CAGR of around 6%. Okay. And the key drivers of growth in this particular segment are that after the COVID-19 pandemic, right, people are heavily focusing on proactive treatment rather than going for reactive treatments. Right. And they are focusing more on their daily nutritional wellness and their overall wellness. Mm-hmm. And another thing is the global demographic shift is happening towards the older population. So due to this, major people who are above 60 years of age, they are taking supplements to manage some chronic conditions and their bone density and other issues as well, right? And another very key concept which is growing is the longevity thing. So people are trying to slow down the aging process, and hence they are focusing heavily on all of these VMS segments. And another key driver are millennials and Gen Z population. So the younger people are contributing also towards the market growth of this segment because they are focusing a lot on their overall wellness, their mental and emotional health, and they are trying to cope up with the stress and their sleep management. And now we can talk about some of the key trends which is happening here. One is that consumers are now not looking towards generic multivitamins anymore. They are trying to get highly targeted and condition specific multivitamins or vitamins in that way, right? For example, they are taking omega-3 or calcium or vitamin D3 separately to treat very specific conditions. And not just the traditional tablets. So even though the traditional tablets are the dominant players in this market, but people are now trying to experiment with other formats as well, like gummies and powders and liquid shots. And another thing is that due to the focus of people towards clean labels and sustainability, right? All of these trends are also heavily increasing.
Right. So I understood, first of all, like I've also noticed, like there's been a lot of focus on eating the right amount of protein as per your body weight. like 1.2, 1.4x the weight in grams, right? And also, as you specifically mentioned, that people are moving away from generic multivitamins to specific vitamins and minerals for specific use cases. Like we have magnesium for sleep, we have vitamin D for bone health, and all of these things. So this particular knowledge of VMS sector is increasing in people, and that is why both the protein as well as these two segments are growing. And that is what makes this company very interesting, Sudipta, because जो ये this particular company जो ये था ना, this company was into not into these two fast growing segments. In fact, a lot of Indian companies, large scale Indian FMCG companies, do not specifically operate. Right now, they're doing a lot of acquisitions, but this company looks like a leader in one of those acquisitions. So, इसके बारे में बात करते हैं. But before we speak about this company and what they have done and what company that they have acquired and what this company is, पहले एक बार let's quickly go over the current business model and as well as the products that our company that we have studied today makes. So the company that we are discussing today is Zydus Wellness. Okay, guys, and uske pehle we get into the details. Let's take a quick look at all the products that this particular company has and how they have introduced them into the market over the last 20-30 years. So Ipta, over to you.
Right. So, Zydus Wellness launched sugar-free variant in 1988, followed by launching the Everyuth skincare range in 1991, followed by a lot of important acquisitions like they acquired Neutralite in 2006, and they acquired the Hanes India Private Limited, which had major brands like Complan, Glucon-D, and Nycil. And then they even launched a lot of different product varieties in Glucon-D and Neutralite categories, followed by what we were just discussing, two major acquisitions. So the first major acquisition they did was in 2025 by acquiring Naturell Private Limited, and one of the major brands there is the Ritebite Max Protein. And then their most recent acquisition is of Comfort Click, and which is a UK based company, and they have three major brands which are Weight World, Max Medics, and Animigo. Now we can talk about that how they try to be a part of the major global trends happening in the health and wellness sector, right? So, as we can see, some of the major global trends on which they have their products are the low sugar or no sugar category, for which they have the sugar free and Limelight brands, and they are considered as the leader in sugar substitutes. And then they have brands like Glucon-D and Activon in the on-the-go hydration segment, and they are trying to scale up the ready-to-drink segment as well within this. And in the functional skin and hair care segment, they have brands like Everyuth, Cuticolor, and Nycil, and they focus on natural ingredients in all of these segments. And now they are focusing on the high protein and the new age VMS segment. And in the high protein, they have their brands Ritebite, Complan, and in the new age vitamins, minerals, and supplements, they have acquired the brands Weight World, Max Medics, and Animigo, which we just discussed.
Okay.
So Rohit, can we now discuss about their acquisition of Naturell India and Comfort Click business?
Yeah, Suripta. These two are the main things that all of the market and all of the people are interested in, because these are going to be the new age products that they have entered, which is opening not only increasing their product lines, but it is also taking them into geographical diversification, and their international sales is also growing. So पहले बात कर लेते हैं their first acquisition that they had done in 2025 in the protein category, which was they had acquired Naturell India, right? For Ritebite Max Protein उनका main hero product है. Basically कुछ नहीं है, this particular product, this particular company focuses on making healthy alternative or natural ingredients of protein bars. So see, you can see millet wafer protein bar. They don't use palm oil, they don't use maida, they don't add any types of added sugar to it, and that is the fundamental ideology of their product. इसके साथ साथ they do a lot of influencer marketing to promote their product, as you can see over here. Then other than obviously protein bars, which is their max segment, they also make protein cookies जो आप इधर देख रहे हो. Then as we had seen in the trend, right, there is a growing trend for savory snacks and proteins. उसके लिए they've launched this max protein peri peri chips. तो basically baked chips करते हैं with the high protein content. इसको छोड़ के they're doing a lot of brand building exercises. They've onboarded Karthik Aryan as their brand ambassador, so this is also helping them kind of scale this particular product. Then they're also India's #1 protein bars and healthy snacks. In terms of protein bar, they're probably India's largest, and this particular protein bar, if you go now also and check on Blinkit and Amazon, the availability is very good, right? And the product quality itself, I have tried it. It's a very good natural type of a protein bar, doesn't have any sort of any synthetic taste or some weird aftertaste. Other than that, protein bars, cookies, or savory snacks chhod ke also they're making plant protein. This is also in line with all the categories that we saw are gaining a lot of traction in high protein, as people are now also switching from having a lot of meat or animal protein and switching to plant protein, and as it is more cleaner, and a lot of vegetarians have also increased their idea of having a lot of extra protein, so they rely on plant protein. Other than that, peanut butter is also a segment. Peanut butter is also used, as you know. A lot of gym goers use peanut butter on a regular basis because it is not only high in protein, but they also have good fats. Then they're also into ghee and jaggery and other things. In line, the core ideology of Max Protein and Naturell is to make natural products with high protein quantity. This was their first acquisition that got them a lot of traction in the market. Now let's come to the very recent one, which they did in 2026. They had acquired Comfort Click, which is a UK based company, a D2C brand है वो. It is one of the top 100 fastest growing FMCG brands in the world. And ये क्या करता है, इनमें 3 basic segments है: Weight World, Maxmedix and Animigo. Weight World or Maxmedix is more in line with the vitamins, minerals and supplement segment for the humans. जिसमें you have they make specific products जो आपको स्क्रीन में दिख रहा है ना, for various specific types of needs. और जैसे आप ले लो, I'll give an example. Say you are relying on a protein for immunity, boosting your immunity, or on a supplement for reducing your weight, or something to aid your digestion or improve your mood, improve your energy, increase your strength in your bones and joints. तो ये सारा चीज के लिए ना, they have specific things. Hair care के लिए biotin, apple cider vinegar for reducing weight. So आप कुछ भी research कर लो, you will find most of the well tested, lab tested products of this particular for every type of use case. ठीक है, तो आपके यूज केस देख सकते हो. यू कैन चेक आउट देयर बेस्ट सेलर्स ऑल्सो, राइट? दे हैव फिश ऑयल, मैग्नीशियम ग्लाइसिनेट फॉर स्लीप, विटामिन D3, K2. देन द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग फॉर दिस कंपनी इज दैट इस कंपनी का यूके में बहुत अच्छा प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट है. एंड हाउ एम आई एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट? बिकॉज सी द नंबर ऑफ रिव्यूज ईच एंड एवरी कंपनी हैव जस्ट ऑन द D2C website, and the ratings of this company even on their Amazon, even on other marketplaces भी 4.5 4.6 है, which the management has highlighted in many of their calls. सिग्निफिकेंटली ये हमें इससे हमें क्या समझ रहा आता है कि प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट तो है, प्लस रिपीट रेट प्रोडक्ट से 50% है, विच मीन्स पीपल हु आर बाइंग देयर कमिंग बैक टू अगेन कंज्यूम द प्रोडक्ट वंस दे फिनिश इट. और इंपॉर्टेंट चीज अबाउट दिस पर्टिकुलर कंपनी इज दैट इनका ना 80% ऑफ द बिजनेस कम्स फ्रॉम Amazon एंड ऑल ऑफ दिस मार्केट प्लेसेस, एंड 20% D2C से आता है. तो विच मीन्स दैट दे आर एबल टू स्केल देयर प्रोडक्ट्स ऑल्सो वेरी वेल. एनिमीगो भी इनका एक सेक्शन है. ये क्या फोकस करता है? दिस फोकसेस ऑन सप्लीमेंट्स फॉर पेट्स, dogs, cats, as well as accessories, and this is basically moving into that particular trend of caring for your pets. Because now a lot of owners also pay a lot of attention on what type of food their pets are having, and what type of dresses or what type of accessories that their pet should keep with them. So all of these trends are in line with the generic health and well-being trends in the world. And Zydus के लिए benefit क्या हो गया? एक तो Ritebite में उन लोगों को एक बहुत ही अच्छा प्रोटीन बार कम प्रोडक्ट मिल गया जिसका इंडिया में बहुत नीड है. एंड इसमें इन द कम्फर्ट क्लिक एक्विजिशन द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज इन लोगों को एक ग्लोबल प्रेजेंस दे दिया, बिकॉज नाउ दे हैव एक्सेस टू द फुल यूरोपियन एंड यूके मार्केट विथ अ प्रोडक्ट दैट इज हाई रिपीट रेट and very good product market fit. So they did not have to spend a dime on research and development, did not have to waste time to make this product. And that is where acquisitions is very important for Zydus Wellness. और Zydus Wellness ऐसा ही एक company है. It has grown via a lot of strategic acquisitions. If you remember Heinz का portfolio, वहाँ से उन लोगों को Nycil मिला, वहाँ से उन लोगों को Glucon-D मिला, which helped them grow the refreshing segment of India. इसमें they have entered into the VMS segment, which is itself growing so fast, the protein segment, which is itself growing so fast, and इसके लिए Zydus इसके acquisition is very good. So Sudipta, that was regarding their most important acquisitions, right? Naturell India and Comfort Click. So now let's move forward and let's see how the company did in its Q3 FY26 results. और उसके बाद we'll discuss about any future management growth guidance, what the management is looking forward for the future, and also Sudipta, you can take over.
Okay, so coming to their Q3 results, right? Their consumption remained quite steady, and it was mainly driven by the rural demand increase, and also improvements in their digital channels and quick commerce and e-commerce business. In Q3, the net sales saw a massive growth of 113.7% year on year. and the food and nutrition segment drove around 134% surge, but there was a slight decline in the personal care segment of 1.4%. And the gross margins, it jumped significantly to around 63%, and the management said that this is because of the integration of the comfort click business, which is a higher margin business for them. And the management expects that the consolidated annualized gross margins will be stabilized around 66 to 67%, and their EBITDA for their base business will be reaching 16 to 18% in the next 1 to 2 years. But apart from this, one important thing to note is the company did report an adjusted net loss for this quarter.
And I think I'll just speak a little bit on the net loss. This net loss was not like event that will happen every quarter, was what the management said. The net loss for this particular quarter primarily happened because of a lot of factors. I'll go through all of them. First, there was this new labor code implementation, right, which affected not this particular company, it affected the entire all the companies in the market because that was like a government mandate. Secondly, acquisition related costs. So the company paid around 2400 crores to acquire Comfort Click, and that acquisition cost was kind of put into the balance sheet in this particular quarter. So that was one of the reasons. Also एक्विजिशन जो इन लोगों ने किया था 2004 में वो एक ब्रिज लोन पे किया था विच आर बाय पेइंग अराउंड 5% इंटरेस्ट रेट दे आर बेसिकली दैट it basically increases my interest cost in my P&L statement और उसके वजह से मेरा profit before tax में बहुत hit होता है. And then other than that, what happened, they liquidized their entire Naturell India holding and they also had a high non-cash amortization. तो non-cash amortization मतलब बहुत simple है. ये जो 2400 crore spend करके they got all of the brands of Maximedix, of Weight World and Animigo ना, उसके लिए intangible asset उनके पर्टिकुलर बैलेंस शीट में ऐड हो गए. एंड बिकॉज वी नो इंटेंजिबल एसेट को भी आप लोगों को एमोटाइज करना पड़ता है, राइट, जस्ट लाइक टेंजिबल एसेट्स के लिए आप डिप्रिसिएशन करते हो. तो एट अ क्वार्टरली रेट ऑफ अराउंड 40 crore पर क्वार्टर उन लोगों को एमोटाइजेशन कॉस्ट भरना पड़ रहा है from the VMS acquisition of Comfort Click. So all of these things played an important part why they reported a net loss in this particular quarter. But these are like one time events. जब ये स्केल अप होगा, जब VMS का Comfort Click का प्रोडक्ट्स का स्केल अप होगा एंड ये कॉस्ट आउट बैलेंस हो जाएगा, देन यू विल सी significant growth in their bottom line. Also, important thing to note is here their food and nutrition segment drove very well. और food and nutrition segment में ही मेरा Ritebite, Max Protein and all of these things are coming in, showing कि कितना अच्छे से ये particular product scale up हो रहा है in the market. In fact, management ने ये भी guidance दिया था कि last year जो मेरा Ritebite था उसका EBITDA margin, उसका जो margin था that was at break even, but this year they're already doing double digit. So EBITDA margin, so that can give you an understanding of कि ऐसे कैसे the company is able to turn around the company. Also, let me just talk briefly about their core portfolio कैसे कर रहा है, of their core portfolio of products that they had. So Complan ने ना अपना rank maintain किया है. It's number 4th in market share in that particular segment of energy drinks and health drinks. Management क्या बोल रहा है कि they are planning to have a major reframing of the brand of Complan. And they will make a lot of new product introductions, and they've also done a recent thing that they've roped in Vaibhav Suryavanshi as the brand ambassador or campaign out for the campaign outreach programs they are planning to make. Sweeteners or skincare segment mein they expanded their market share by 80 basis points. Sugar free green is doing very well. It has basically the 19th consecutive quarter of double digit volume growth, which is very good given the fact that sugar free it has the highest market share, right? इसका मतलब the product fit for the green product of green line range of sugar free is doing very well. एवर यूथ भी बहुत अच्छा कर रहा है, वो भी डबल डिजिट वॉल्यूम ग्रोथ दे रहा है ईयर टू डेट बेसिस पे. इट इज हेविली सपोर्टेड बाय वन ऑफ द हीरो प्रोडक्ट्स व्हिच एवर यूथ हैज राइट नाउ, व्हिच इज द टैन रिमूवल प्रोडक्ट. Then Zydus has also initiated an organized channel marketing for Cutie Color. Cutie Color उनका basically hair color range of products है, where they are basically positioning it as a functional skin and hair care space, and it is becoming as the top doctor prescribed hair color. तो ये भी आप लोगों को काफ़ी interesting लगा मुझे, which I thought to share. Then in terms of the seasonal brands, हाँ, ये seasonal brands Glucon-D and Nycil, part of their Heinz portfolio, ये दोनों का प्रॉब्लम हुआ था स्पेसिफिकली ड्यूरिंग Q1 and 2 and even 3 because we had severe headwinds due to a very lackluster summer and इसके वजह से इनके sales काफ़ी low down हो गए थे and that impacted their margins. But the management said that they have taken a lot of proactive steps, that they cleaned up a lot of trade inventory, and now they are ready and all set to have a very strong season for Glucon-D and Nycil if next year summer season is good. If it is next year summer season bad, then obviously we cannot comment on that. Then इसके बारे में हम लोग थोड़ा बात कर लेते हैं on थोड़ा बात कर लेते हैं on their expansion plans for Ritebite and Comfort Click. Ritebite के साथ स्टार्ट करते हैं because these two are the most important segments for this company I feel right now, जहाँ पे इन लोगों का maximum growth potential दिखता है. Ritebite में what they're saying is that ना they already have a lot of products like the cookies, like the protein bars, which is doing very well. ठीक है, उसको तो वो अपने चैनल से ग्रो करने वाले हैं, राइट. सेकेंडली दे आर गोइंग टू ऑफर न्यू थिंग्स लाइक मिलेट वेफर बार्स में जा रहे हैं, 10 ग्राम प्रोटीन्स पे जा रहे हैं. देन देर एंटरिंग अ रेडी टू ड्रिंक सेगमेंट. रेडी टू ड्रिंक बेवरेजेस भी देर ऑल्सो गोइंग टू मेक अंडर द मैक्स प्रोटीन नेम. एंड इससे क्या होगा, देर सेइंग रिपीट परचेसेस बढ़ेंगे एंड देर ऑल्सो डूइंग अ लॉट ऑफ R&D फॉर फ्यूचर प्रोडक्ट लाइन्स फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर सेगमेंट. ऑफलाइन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में दे आर मूविंग इनका स्ट्रैटेजी इनिशियली वाज ऑब्वियसली स्केलिंग इट टू द 2.8-2.9 मिलियन डोमेस्टिक रिटेलर चैनल दैट दे हैड. ऑफलाइन में नाउ दे आर फोकसिंग ऑन, एक तो वो स्केल हो गया है, नाउ दे आर हेवीली फोकसिंग ऑन द टॉप 10 cities बिकॉज दे आर सेइंग दैट प्रीमियम आउटलेट्स और इंस्टीट्यूशनल कंजम्पशन पॉइंट्स में भी ये पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट अच्छा कर सकता है. Then they're also scaling the digital channels, quick commerce, e-commerce platforms में तो इनका मैक्सिव पोटेंशियल है और मैक्सिमम ग्रोथ ड्राइवर इससे ही आता है. बट Zydus is also heavily investing in these channels to capture growing demand. एग्रेसिव इंटरनेशनल एक्सपेंशन, ये पॉइंट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बन जाता है बिकॉज Zydus ने क्या किया है, Zydus ने Ritebite मैक्स प्रोटीन को सिर्फ डोमेस्टिकली लॉन्च नहीं किया है. इनिशियली वही था बट नाउ दे हैव इंट्रोड्यूस दिस प्रोडक्ट इन 9 डिफरेंट इंटरनेशनल कंट्रीज. तो इंटरनेशनली दे आर टेकिंग अ डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्ट और इनिशियल जो रिस्पॉन्स आया है फ्रॉम ऑल ऑफ दिस नेसेंट मार्केट दैट हैज ऑल्सो बीन वेरी गुड. And reinvesting for growth, they're basically taking whatever extra margin that they're making and reinvesting back into the business, which is driving even stronger customer retention. Next थोड़ा बात कर लेते हैं on Comfort Click's business expansion plans because this is a very interesting segment. So they are saying that they're already doing very well, right, in the EU and in the UK market. They are one of the best players in the VMS segment in the market. उधर management is saying देखो we only hold around 8 to 10% market share in this region. And we are expanding or growing our revenues from this region at around 50% every year. So not only is our pace of sales growth not going to come down, it is going to be maintained that level. We are also very strategically going to increase our market share from all of these regions, right? Then they said ki they're going to enter other new geographies also. So they're saying that they're also entering new potential markets. So क्या किया recently last quarter में ये जो इनका VMS segment में Weightworld, Maximedix and Animigo है ना, they launched all of these in Poland, Finland and Portugal. And they're also doing groundwork for expansion in the Middle East. UAE में launch करेंगे. They're also planning a pilot launch in United States, as United States is a very big market for all of these types of VMS segment products. Product like innovations भी बहुत सारे हो रहे हैं, ठीक है. We spoke about supplements, we spoke about supplements for various types of diseases, right, and preventive healthcare. Now they're also changing their offering from just supplements to specialty products like probiotic gummies for kids, pure Himalayan Shilajit resins for adults, adult gummy variants, all of these categories जहाँ पे easy absorption हो, and all of these are very high growth wellness categories. And obviously the entire product is also going to be on scaling the revenues of all of these companies across the entire markets. इसको छोड़ के one more important thing is that because majority, almost 80% of Comfort Click sales comes from by Amazon, which is an e-commerce market and other quick commerce markets, companies saying that they are focusing and looking at a lot of important KPIs to evaluate कि ये business कैसे perform कर रहा है. First of all, they're looking at channel performance. Each and every channel में ROI क्या बन रहा है, जितना they are marketing to the amount of sales they are generating, ROI, return on ad spend, return on investment, ये सारा metrics check कर रहे हैं. Then they're looking at repeat purchase rates. Management ये बोलता है कि customer loyalty is not a problem for the brand because 50% से ज़्यादा तो मेरा repeat purchase rate ही हो रहा है, which shows that customers love our products. ब्रांड रेटिंग्स भी अगर आप देखोगे, मैनेजमेंट ने ये बोला है कि यूरोपियन मार्केट प्लेसेस में ना वेट वर्ल्ड के प्रोडक्ट्स को बहुत अच्छा स्कोर मिलता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ कस्टमर रेटिंग्स 4.6 से आउट ऑफ 5 विथ अ हाई नंबर ऑफ कस्टमर रेटिंग्स. हमने जब वेबसाइट भी वी चेकिंग आउट वी हैड सीन मार्केट शेयर में as we have mentioned they have only 8 to 10% which gives them an entire high scope of growth, and more or less that they are looking at all of these things and they are saying that they will ultimately whatever be it they will try to operate this particular business in that 14 to 16% EBITDA margin range.
Now, can we discuss about the financials of the company Zydus Wellness in Screener, as well as look at the stock price chart?
Sure, Sudipta. So let me just share my screen and take you to Zydus Wellness. Zydus Wellness, nothing much to speak. I'll just quickly wrap this up. Uh, the CFO to EBITDA is good for this company. Okay, it shows that the company can convert EBITDA into cash. Other than that, nothing much to speak about in terms of, because we already spoke about the company in detail previously. The EBITDA margin of Zydus Wellness, right? That looks a little compressed right now, but वो बढ़ जाएगा as and when the fruits of their acquisition kick in, and summer time एक अच्छा summer season गया, and the glucon D and Nycil as well. And management ने बोला भी था ना कि 16 to 18% EBITDA margin is something that they will eventually reach, and management is very good in maintaining whatever that they say. सेल्स वाइज कंपनी भी ने बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म किया है 2016 ऑनवर्ड्स. एवरी ईयर their sales have grown, and this particular company is also very good in their capital management. Borrowings थोड़ा आप लोगों को elevated दिख रहा है इधर right now. Majority of that is because of the acquisition of Comfort Click. उसके वजह से they had raised around 2,700 2,800 crores and they're paying interest cost at around 5% per annum. तो दैट इज एडिंग इन टू देयर P&L. तो अगर आप लोग देखोगे इधर इंटरेस्ट कॉस्ट हैज इंक्रीज टू 64 फ्रॉम अराउंड 20 फ्रॉम अराउंड 12, राइट. इनफैक्ट ज़्यादा आप लोगों को इधर दिखेगा. सो इन द डिसंबर क्वार्टर इट सेल्फ दे पेड अ 41 crore की इंटरेस्ट कॉस्ट विच इज़ लाइक 3-4 times हायर देन व्हाट दे पे. तो इससे वजह से उनका मार्जिन में बहुत नेगेटिव आ गया था. नेक्स्ट और एक चीज़ जो मैं आप लोगों को दिखाना चाहता था वॉज the intangible assets में 2x rise. It is very simple. It is because of the brand value, the brand के intangible assets of all the things that have been added after their acquisition. Other than this operating activity we have already discussed कि they convert a lot of their profits into cash. Free cash flow company is a free cash flow generating company. Most of legacy or good Indian FMCG businesses are free cash flow generating companies. इस company क्या करता है, ये वो cash लेके good acquisitions करता है, which is something that is you need to look at. CFO to operating cash flow की operating profit की ratio is also very high, 81-90% over the last 2 years, indicating that very high quality of sales. रोसी थोड़ा compressed है right now, बट ये बढ़ जाएगा एज एंड व्हेन एक्विजिशन दूसरे कंट्रीज़ में जाके रेवेन्यू में कन्वर्ट होगा. इनका जो VMS सेगमेंट कंफर्ट क्लिक है वो इटसेल्फ 50-60% से ग्रो कर रहा है. इनका पर्सनल इनका फूड एंड न्यूट्रिशन बिजनेस Q3 में 134% से ग्रो किया. देन न्यूली एक्वायर्ड कंपनी 50% पे ग्रो किया. Ritebite डबल डिजिट वॉल्यूम ग्रोथ दे रहा है. अभी 9 और इंटरनेशनल कंट्रीज पे एक्सपेंड किया है, उधर से भी अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग अमाउंट ऑफ रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ की विजिबिलिटी दिखता है. सिर्फ एक ही बैड थिंग था कि दैट पर्सनल ब्रांड्स डिडंट डू वेल, but the majority of that can be related to Nycil as well as Glucon D, right? But summer season वो अच्छा होगा तो उससे भी सेल्स आएगा, राइट. तो सेम फिक्स कॉस्ट में सेम एसेट में ज़्यादा रिटर्न ऑन एसेट होने के ज़्यादा सेल्स हो सकते हैं, एंड दैट will eventually play a part in not only in boosting revenue but also all of their acquisitions, because बाहर के मार्केट में स्केल अप बाहर के मार्केट में हो रहा है, मार्जिन एक्सपेंशन भी हो सकता है, and that can lead to increased ROCs for Zydus in the future, at least double digit ROCs. Then promoters अपना स्टेक नहीं सेल करते, 70% of all the equity is held by them, and इसका मतलब only 30% is public free float. तो इसका मतलब स्टॉक में liquidity will be a little bit of a challenge because promoters hold करके रखते हैं majority, but इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ है, स्टॉक में ज़्यादा वीक हैंड्स नहीं है, पब्लिक के पास सिर्फ 8% स्टॉक होल्डिंग है, whereas FIIs एंड DIIs हैव अराउंड 21%, तो वीक हैंड ज़्यादा नहीं है, तो वी कैन एक्सपेक्ट कि स्टॉक में बहुत ज़्यादा वॉलेटिलिटी नहीं होगा ड्यूरिंग गुड और बैड रिजल्ट्स, यू नो। और DIIs अराउंड 18.87% होल्ड करते हैं। वी डोंट हैव द एग्जैक्ट नंबर्स फॉर द मार्च क्वार्टर, बट वी कैन एक्सपेक्ट दैट सम DIIs हैव ऑल्सो एडेड, वो मैं आपको दिखाऊंगा व्हेन वी शो द स्टॉक पार्ट चार्ट। एंड very good DIIs like Parak Parikh, we have Nippon India, Quant, SBI, ICICI, very good marquee DIIs have bought the company. यही था मोरलेस अबाउट द फंडामेंटल्स ऑफ Zydus Wellness। एक और चीज़ विल स्टोरी डिस्कस अ लिटिल बिट। पी रेशियो थोड़ा एलिवेटेड है अराउंड 65, बट रिमेंबर करना कि लास्ट क्वार्टर में EPS नेगेटिव था, तो उसकी वजह से पी रेशियो यू नो एलिवेटेड लग रहा है थोड़ा आर्टिफिशियली, पर उतना नहीं है। अगर नॉर्मलाइज समर होता तो ये EPS भी बढ़ता और पी कॉम्प्रेस्ड होता, तो आप लोगों को Zydus ऑन ईयरली लेवल चेक करना चाहिए। एंड यू शुड कीप इन माइंड कि इंडिविजुअल बिजनेस सेगमेंट्स में कैसा ग्रोथ हो रहा है, एंड उससे एक ब्लेंडेड एवरेज लेके पी अर्निंग्स को प्रोजेक्ट करके देखो, यू विल सी दैट द पी रेशियो इज नॉट 60, इट इज़ एक्चुअली बिलो 50। सो दैट इज सम एक्सरसाइज वो आप लोगों को करना चाहिए। ऑल्सो रिमेंबर अ फैक्ट कि Zydus is very different from a lot of other Indian FMCG companies। इनका कोर बिजनेसेस इटसेल्फ डबल डिजिट वॉल्यूम ग्रोथ दे रहा है, मैं तो एक्विजिशंस छोड़ दे रहा हूँ, ठीक है। तो उस पॉइंट में इफ़ यू कंपेयर इट विद अदर FMCG कंपनीज लाइक ब्रिटानिया, लाइक हिंदुस्तान यूनिलीवर, ITC की FMCG बिजनेस, उनमें तो सिंगल डिजिट की वॉल्यूम ग्रोथ होती है, राइट। तो दैट इज़ वाई कंपनी में एक प्रीमियमनेस भी है स्टॉक प्राइस पे, तो दैट इज समथिंग दैट यू विल हैव टू कीप इन माइंड। एंड इफ यू वांट टू बाय दिस कंपनी, आप लोगों को थोड़ा प्रीमियम वैल्यूएशन में इसको लेना पड़ेगा, बट गिवन द फैक्ट दैट इनकी अर्निंग्स पोटेंशियल इतनी ज़्यादा हाई है। एक बार क्विकली चेक कर लेते हैं हमारा स्टॉक प्राइस चार्ट। Since the inception, since this particular company came into listed in the stock market, सबसे highest last 5 week की volume है ये, this is almost 100 times higher than their weekly volume average। तो दिस शोज दैट कोई बड़ा सा इधर FII या DII ये पर्टिकुलर स्टॉक में लास्ट 5-6 वीक्स में तो एंटर किया है, एंड दिस कैन डेफिनेटली नॉट बी रिटेल बाइंग। सो दिस शोज दैट इसी प्राइस में, नो, एट अराउंड द 390-400 मार्क, Zydus Wellness was a very good buy, राइट। तो दिस इज मोस्टली अराउंड द स्टॉक स्टेडीली मूव कर रहा है 200 डे मूविंग एवरेज में सपोर्ट लेके। दिस इज मोर और लेस इट्स गोइंग बाय द थीसिस की दैट द स्टॉक इज इन अ स्टेज 2 अप ट्रेंड, एंड स्टॉक में अभी भी अगर अर्निंग्स वापस आ गया तो इट कैन मेक अर्न यू नो मूव टुवर्ड्स फर्दर ऑल टाइम हाइज। और एक इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़, स्टॉक की ये रिसेंटली हाई ब्रेक किया है स्टॉक ने, सितंबर 21 में जो हाई था वो इसने अभी रिसेंटली ब्रेक किया है विथ हायर वॉल्यूम्स। दिस इंडिकेट्स दैट दिस माइट बी द स्टॉक ऑफ फर्दर अप ट्रेंड इन द स्टॉक प्राइस, क्योंकि 5 साल पुराना रेजिस्टेंस लेवल जो अगर मैं आपको दिखाऊँ, ये रेजिस्टेंस लेवल को इसने अभी रिसेंटली ब्रेक किया है, राइट। तो दिस माइट एंड विथ वेरी हाई वॉल्यूम्स, तो दिस माइट बी द चांस दैट द स्टॉक कैन गो फर्दर हायर। या so this was most around Zydus Wellness की fundamental and technical analysis. We explained the business, we explained the current range of products, we also explained the different acquisitions that they have made in high protein segment and the VMS segment, the growth of each of these segments kitna fast hai, why Zydus is now such an important and exciting player. It is one of the most exciting FMCG players, not only domestically but now also globally. So if you guys found this video very useful, then please like and subscribe to the channel. It takes a lot of effort to make videos like this, almost 40-45 minutes of detailed explainer videos analyzing all the aspects of a business model. And that's all. We'll be back with deep dive episode number 4 in the next week. Thank you.